Okay, we are back with episode 4 of KOTOR. We are picking up right off where we left off. So we were on our way out, trying to get out of here. We were also trying to get some more experience. Let's keep going. That didn't work. There we go. This guy. Sound effects are still a little bit loud. I'm going to turn that down just a smidge. So, nothing on him. I want to check in these areas before I get too far away. Make sure I don't pass anything. Be useful. Well, let's use a charge. Let's get into it. Nice. Okay, let's keep going. Turbo lift, and we're out of here. Perfect timing.
Greeting. It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master.
HK!
My receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance?
Tell me what you're doing here before I turn you into slag.
Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous master, you are the only organic which I may now serve.
Tell me everything that happened between the Harbinger and now.
Irritated answer. Oh, Master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our current situation.
For a droid, you don't take orders too well. Now tell me what happened.
Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship.
And where was I when this was taking place?
Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled, Master.
How did I get from the Harbinger to here?
Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown ID codes. It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still spaceworthy. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems began to go critical. I, too, managed to board the freighter before the Harbinger's destruction. We were most fortunate to have survived, Master. Explanation? I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and rob me of my bounty.
Your bounty?
Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, Master. It would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk caused me considerable distress.
But why would that ship have taken me off the Harbinger?
Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, Master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation became much clearer.
How so?
Explanation. Despite my market value, Master, the miners were far more interested in you. It did not take long for me to ascertain the reason for this. While an HK protocol droid is a valuable piece of property, Jedi are worth much more in certain exclusive markets across the galaxy. Painful admission. I must confess to feelings of inferiority at the speculated difference between my value and the price for your capture. I was forced to remind myself it was not due to a failing of my model or function, but because you were a Jedi.
How did they find out I was a Jedi?
Surprised answer. Why, I told them, Master. You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? I hope all that has happened has not been the result of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are notoriously spotty.
Unpleasantness? What are you talking about?
Answer. All that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi, Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed this.
Then what happened?
3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result of improper maintenance, I believe. These accidents coincided with the degradation of the mining droid behavioral cores. Crude models are prone to such failures, resulting in murderous rampages. The mortality rate of organics in the facility rose quickly.
So what happened to the rest of the miners?
Many miners began to join you in the medical bay as a cascade of flawlessly timed detonations occurred in isolated gas pockets in the lower levels of the facility. The explosions herded the miners into emergency sections of the station, quickly and efficiently cutting them off from communications and facility control. But sadly enough, not the ventilation systems.
I feel like you're the one that started all of this. Sadly enough, what do you mean?
You see, the explosions had damaged specific sections of this facility's ventilation systems, causing a slow, lethal buildup of toxic fumes in the dormitory level.
Are you responsible for all this?
Defensive answer. Master, I am a protocol droid, not a well-crafted assassination droid of unrivaled sophistication. To have carried out, the actions that took place here would have required an unusual set of skills. It is highly unlikely I possess the knowledge of how to reprogram the memory cores of base worker-class droids into killing machines, let alone to terminate the organics at this facility, utilizing only Aerotech 500 series laser mining drills and explosives fashioned from proton missile cores.
So yes. I think you are responsible.
I cannot and will not attempt to change your mind, Master. I would urge you to consider that your KOTOR tank treatments may have caused some disorientation. Of course,
I have more
Master.
questions.
How may I be of assistance?
What's that body there?
Answer. That is all that remains of the maintenance officer, Master. At the end, he was quite incoherent from the pain, and attempts to facilitate communications with him proved useless. I heard his dying screams as the droids he tended turned on him, mining him like a piece of asteroid rock.
Screams.
Recitation. Oh yes, Master. The record of his last moments were...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the bay. Please, someone there! Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're going through my leg! Oh, stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in decibel, Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering inarticulate attempts to beg for his life. Of course, Master. How may I be of...
Have you seen a T3 unit?
Hesitant answer. A T3 utility droid would be a common sight in this facility. It is indeed curious that I have not seen many since my arrival. However, I feel I must inform you that, droid prejudice aside, T3 models exhibit excessive individualism when not routinely memory wiped. This individualism can become such a nuisance that even a droid such as myself is tempted to reduce them to their base components, if not crush them into slag. But enough of my seemingly irrelevant tangent. Where did you leave the droid, Master? That would logically be the best place to look.
The unit was last seen near the hangar.
Answer. Then that would explain why such a T3 unit isn't here, Master. I believe my photoreceptors are functioning adequately enough to verify that.
Why you? Being a smart aleck?
Of course, Master. How may I be of assistance?
I'm looking for a way into the Progress hangar bay.
Pitying answer. Oh, that is unfortunate, Master. The hangar is sealed behind a containment field. It would be impossible to open it.
What about override codes? Or no, then how did the T3 unit get through it?
Clarifying query. Did the T3 unit go through the door? I regret ignorance of that fact, Master. Although the door could have been opened from the opposite side without much difficulty, a flaw in the emergency lockdown procedure, which the automated systems have most likely corrected.
What about override codes?
Answer. Only the Paragus administration officer would have such codes, Master. If he hasn't already been murdered in an unfortunate accident, then he is trapped in the dormitory section, which has been effectively cut off from the facility by explosives.
There must be another way to reach the dorm site. If I crawled through the mining tunnels to get here, there's likely to be another tunnel.
Theory. You could walk across the surface of the asteroid to the dormitory airlock, but such a route would be extremely hazardous, and I do not wish to see you damaged.
I only want the codes from those miners have, and when I have the code, I'll dispose of them and leave this rock.
Warning, Master. Continued exploration of this facility may place you in unnecessary danger. I encourage you to return to the medical bay and wait for retrieval from a vessel that is no doubt on the way, even as we continue this pointless conversation.
I'm your master, and I'm giving you an order to assist me. No. Another suggestion like that, and I'll turn you into scrap.
Weary resignation. Very well, Master. But there is very little that I can do. You see, the airlock is sealed by a code.
This just keeps getting better and better. Who's got the damn code?
Correction. Oh, I already possess the code, Master, but I am afraid that it will do you no good.
I'll be the judge of that.
Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is voice-printed musing. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful about voice protocols, bordering on paranoid obsession. Conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, he voice-locked the droid bay functions. A prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same fate as the rest of the organics.
You said you already have the code?
Condescending explanation. Oh, yes, Master. The code is Maintenance Control Voice Print ID R1B5. But unless the maintenance officer speaks the code, it is useless.
Leave condescending out of your speech condition from now on, or else.
Placating answer. Oh, of course, Master. I shall endeavor not to forget such descriptors in the future. If I do, I assure you, it is merely a result of memory damage I have suffered since our arrival.
You can mimic voices, can't you speak the code?
Objection. Master, to commit such an act would be in violation of the ethics programming most droids are believed to possess. I am afraid there is nothing that can be done.
Believed to possess? I understand if your limited functionality prevents you from mimicking the maintenance officer's voice accurately.
Irritated objection. Master, there is nothing wrong with my communications functionality. I will prove it. A recitation. Maintenance Control Voice Print ID R1B5. There. Was that sufficient, Master?
Can you follow me and say that again?
Alarmed objection. Oh, Master, no. I might inadvertently speak such a command near a console and accidentally unlock something I shouldn't. I was merely speaking such to prove to you that I could. It is a trait I'm quite proud of.
Looks like I need to find some way to carry your voice there or record it.
Confused query. I am sorry, Master. Were you speaking to yourself?
Never mind then. I'll be going now. Let's do a little work on our vibroblade. I believe I have the vibration cell and the basic ionic edge. Nice. Now it has a bonus 1 to physical and plus 1 ion damage. It is effective against droids. Minor uniform, environmental underlay Mark 1. Add that, assemble it, and there we go. There's one guy behind us, but let's level up first. Attributes. Melee damage. Force powers. That would also be decent. Let's go ahead with, strength so that I can deal more damage. Skills. Actually, we'll cancel that. Go back to intelligence. The sooner we get that up, the more points we have for our skills. The next time I'll go ahead and try either, actually I think I'll go again with the intelligence so that we can get it up to 5 points per level, and then I'll work on the strength. Let's do another treat injury, do another security. And then probably to persuade. You gotta go powers, more force abilities, force scream. This power creates a wave of sound that does 3 to 18 points of sonic damage and reduces attributes by 2 points to all enemies 10 meters in front of the attacking character for 30 seconds. Successful will save by the target at a DC of 10 plus. The attacker's level plus the attacker's wisdom and charisma modifiers reduces damage by half and negates either. Okay. Fear. This power causes fear in a single character, such that they cower in fear of the attacking Jedi for 6 seconds. That might be decent. Wound. This power triggers spasms in the victim's lung, causing great pain and inflicts 2/3 of the attacking character's level and damage every 2 seconds. Duration is 6 seconds. Well, force body. Well, let's go back down here We'll probably do fear, or no, we're going to do slow. This power clouds the mind, making the target's actions unusually sluggish. The victim suffers a -2 penalty to the defense, reflex saves, and attack rolls. The effect lasts for 30 seconds unless the character will saves at a DC of 5+. We are going to do slow. And we're done. Let's keep going. There we go. Most of them are down. We have the big droids. Boom. Some security. Hello. Goodbye. Sounds like there should be another droid in here. And there he is. Okay. Take out this little ball. Did not work. There we go. It's awfully convenient that when that little ball blows up, it can take out the rest of the droids around it. Oh, I'm gonna go this way. Those are mines. They are very deadly. Let's wait and get my force abilities back up, and then I can go in and take them out. So guys, what is your absolute favorite Star Wars game? It could be any game that's came out, be it a video game or board game, or even D&D, like the Star Wars Saga. I know personally, I've always enjoyed the Star Wars Force Unleashed games. They're really fun. I like the customization that you can do with the lightsabers and force abilities. There are other games like Jedi Academy. That's really fun. It's very good saber combat. There's the old school games like the Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, which is for PC. Was at one time my favorite game as a child. I could play that game for hours on end and think that only like 10 minutes had gone by. So yeah, leave it down in the comments below what your favorite game of Star Wars is. I would very much like to know. Reflex package, some parts. That was pretty good. Okay. Access to maintenance logs. Sonic imprint sensor.
Finished the sonic imprint sensor prototype for the mining droids. Everyone knows they need an upgrade. The sensor should allow me to issue voice commands to them rather than manually adjusting their routine each time the mining specifications change. I've been keeping the sensor in the maintenance workshop for the time being. I wanted to test it first by recording and playing back some simple voice commands.
Okay. Ebonhawk droids.
Finished my examination of the droids from the Ebonhawk freighter. The T3 unit looked like it had shut itself down. The protocol droid, however, made up for it. It talked my ear off for most of the hour, asking questions about the facility, the personnel, and so on. Still, it wanted to make itself useful, so I put it to work until its master wakes up from the med bay. It seems to have some skills in speaking to droid behavior course, so there's been some trouble with some of the mining droids, so I'm signing off.
Jedi.
Been speaking to the protocol droid about the Jedi in med bay. I thought they'd all gone away or been killed in the Jedi Civil War. The droid told me that his master's the only Jedi he knows of in all the galaxy. That the Jedi had served in the Mandalorian Wars almost 10 years ago. That would have meant that the Jedi served under Revan for a time. That can't be good. Everyone knows that all the Jedi who followed Revan fell to the dark side.
Exchange bounty.
Been too busy to enter a log for a while. There's been more and more accidents since that Jedi arrived. The miners are starting to get restless, especially Korta. Korta said the exchange is offering a huge bounty on Jedi Knights and that we can make a fortune if we sell the Jedi to Nar Shaddaa. Security shut down that idea pretty quick. But I don't think Korta and his men are going to give up that easy. I mentioned the trouble to the Jedi's protocol droid, and he seemed concerned about his master's safety. I told the droid not to worry. The Korta wouldn't.
Voice
The
print
dock
ID.
officer reported the droids repairing the Ebonhawk. I saw the voice print ID on the droid console system. Someone ordered them to repair that freighter. I can't find a trace of the order anywhere. If anyone tries that again, they won't be able to do it from this terminal unless I let them. The voice print should cut any user off from the central functions unless I give the code.
And security problems.
The maintenance check on the droids didn't help. If anything, the accidents have increased. Security interrogated me about the droids and they weren't too happy with my answers. I don't understand it though. These aren't combat models. They shouldn't even know how to attack. I can't help but think, what if somebody staged the initial trouble with the mining droids just to get them all sent to maintenance, and then did something to them? I think security's right. Someone's trying to sabotage this facility and they're using the droids to do it. But why?
Turn to main console. Access emergency subroutines. Check for exits from fuel depot. Containment field active. Administrative turbo lift active. Emergency turbo lift shut down. Airlock active. Check the airlock. Open door to airlock. Access denied. Voice print. Identification required. Strangely enough, this console has been voice printed. Not only does it require a code, but the code has to be spoken in the user's voice, most likely the voice of the maintenance officer. Okay. Access comm system. We're going to repair. Diagnostic running. Units. Signal unit destroyed. Comm systems from fuel depot inoperable. Return to main console functions. Access cameras. Containment field camera. Droid maintenance area has been sealed. Yep. Maintenance level. Fuel line. Okay. Let's log out. And I believe I thought I already got the code from HK, but perhaps I didn't record it. So let me go back to him.
Greeting. It is a pleasure to see you intact, Master. How may I be of assistance? Answer. That is all that remains of the I heard is dying.
Did he say anything at the end?
Recitation. Oh, yes, Master. The record of his...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the bay. Please, someone that... Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're going into my leg! Oh, stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in decibel, Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering inarticulate attempts to beg for his life.
Wait, if you can play back his voice, can't you speak the voice code?
Objection. Master, to commit such an act would be in violation of the ethics program.
And the fact that you can mimic the voice is pretty impressive. That would it sound like if you did speak the code to the console?
Proud answer. Master, I believe my vocabulator is working adequately enough to accommodate your request. A recitation.
Maintenance control voice print ID R1B5.
There. Was that sufficient, Master?
Tell me again about the voice print protocol.
Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is voice printed music. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful about voice protocols, bordering on paranoid obsession. Conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, he voice-locked the droid bay functions, a prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same fate as the rest of the organics.
But you do know the code.
Condescending explanation. Oh, yes, Master. The code.
If the maintenance officer is dead, how can I get him to speak the code?
Answer. Master, you cannot. You are trapped here just as I am. There is nothing to do, except patiently wait for whatever the future has in store for us.
Can't you speak the code?
Objection. Master.
Leave to possess?
Irritated statement. Master, if you insist on echoing everything I say, this already tedious conversation is in danger of becoming even longer. Clarification. But yes, most droids are believed to possess ethics programming. Such programming would prevent me from using my incredible talents to break a voice print code. Irritated objection. Master, there is nothing wrong with my communications functionality. I will prove it. A recitation.
Maintenance control voice print ID R1B5.
There. Was that sufficient?
You follow me and say that again.
Alarmed objection. Oh, Master, I was merely speaking such to prove to you that I could. It is a trait I'm quite proud of.
Looks like I'll need to find some way to carry your voice there or record it.
Confused query.
Never mind. Okay. There's got to be something I can do from the terminal over here. Because I think I need to go down into the maintenance area, into that tunnel. Ventilation systems. Ventilation systems appear to be disabled except in two areas: the mining tunnels on the level above, and the main living quarters on the other side of the asteroid. Trace source of containment field shutdown. Containment fields appear to have been shut down via remote in another section of the facility. You cannot get a signal on the ID terminal. Return to main console functions. Access comm system. Run diagnostics on damaged system. It's inoperable. Well, I guess we will figure out how to fix this when we come back in the next video. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.